happened there. According to NBC News, we believe that the officers were serving a warrant when this happened this afternoon. Let's go live now to News 8's Susan Shapiro. She has been talking with some neighbors about what they have seen. Susan.
Jerry, this was certainly a very frightening situation for neighbors in this area. Many people know this family that lives in this farmhouse that is here along Hare or Har Drive and Damon Road. They say they heard the gunshots ring out late this afternoon. We're told, as you said, that a sheriff deputy and 4 Northern York County Regional Police officers apparently went to this home to serve a search warrant or to serve a warrant on someone, and 5 officers were shot. 2 are being treated. As I said, neighbors say, at least one person, a witness, told me he was kind of going around the neighborhood in a golf cart because he had seen a drone above and he had seen some police presence, so he was kind of curious, he said. And then as he was coming home, he then got his car, and as he was returning home, he saw chaos. And here's what he had to say.
What's up, guys? We're back.
All right, we don't have Dave Miller's sound there, but we did hear from him. He said it was very frightening. He heard at least 30 shots ring out. He was concerned, obviously, for his own safety. And he told me he saw 2 police officers lying on the road after all of those gunshots rang out, and they were not moving. As we said, 5 officers were shot, and 2 are being treated. We have not been told at this point about the conditions or the status of the other 3 officers. I was in touch with the York County coroner. She says they have now been called to the scene. Apparently the suspect, as we heard, died of a self-inflicted gunshot. This is a very quiet area, very rural area. There are a lot of farmland, and there's a lot of farmland around here. We're seeing sheep and goats in the fields. So this is certainly not something that people in this area, have ever experienced. And certainly it was a very frightening situation. As I said, one of the helicopters that was here transporting at least one of the officers landed in this home in the backyard here. So a lot of activity, and there's still a lot of police presence. This road is still blocked off, as you can see, all of the lights here. There is a command vehicle there, so they are still not allowing any traffic to go along where you could go near that farmhouse on Har Road, I should say. And you can see a little bit of the roof of that farmhouse from our vantage point, but many of the roads in this area are still shut down. So that's the latest from here. Back to you.
What's going on in that farmhouse?
Appreciate it. And there have been reaction flowing in this afternoon from lawmakers and other officials to what happened here in York County this afternoon. Let's go live now to News 8's Tom Lehman with more on what we're hearing. Tom.
Well, Jerry, listen, we've seen a lot of concern being expressed from the officials at the very top of the Commonwealth's government to those who are locally elected representatives in that area, particularly in York County. We heard earlier today from Governor Josh Shapiro, who is expected to speak just a little bit, shortly. And you'll hear that live here on WGAL. He said he had been briefed on the situation involving what happened in York County. It was heading to the scene. As we now know, he is going to be at a press conference shortly at York Hospital. But he also urged people at the time to listen to the directions of local law enforcement and state police. The latter is in charge of this investigation. Pennsylvania Attorney General Dave Sunday, the state's chief law enforcement official, also posting on X about what occurred. He said he was praying for all involved and also headed to the area. Tonight, U.S. Senator John Fetterman responding to the shooting on X, saying, quote, "This is awful news and a shocking day for York County, our police force, and the entire community." Remember, Fetterman has longstanding ties to York County. He said that while we wait for more information, please continue sheltering in place and avoid the area. He and his staff planned to keep people updated as they learned more. State Representative Mike Jones from York County writing on Facebook that his heart went out to everyone associated with what happened in North Codorus Township. He said, though, out of respect for family members, he was not going to share any details about what occurred. He also said the news was horrific and all thoughts and prayers would be appreciated. Also, State Senator Kristen Phillips Hill writing on Facebook that she was heartbroken by the news of what happened in North Codorus Township. The York County Senator writing that her thoughts were with the victims, their loved ones, and first responders on scene. Noting it was an evolving situation, she said that she hopes people come together and pray and lean on one another for strength and comfort. Again, a lot of these statements not necessarily filled with details about what happened, but more so on the emotion about what has occurred. We're going to hear shortly from Governor Josh Shapiro, as well as Pennsylvania State Police, about what happened as we learn more about this incident down in York County. For now, here at the state capitol, Tom Lehman, News 8.
All right, Tom, thank you. So we continue to follow the situation here in North Codorus Township. Still a very active scene, as you have seen from multiple reporters here. And again, we continue to watch the situation here as well. But for now, let's send it back to the studio and Michael and Lori.
All right, Jerry, thank you and the team out there for that coverage so far. Again, just heard from Bailey. She's telling us that doctors have arrived at WellSpan York Hospital, where that press conference with Governor Josh Shapiro, of course, also state police and other state lawmakers are going to be heading there around 6:15. So as soon as that happens, we're going to go live to that. But here's just a recap if you're just now joining us. This all unfolded around shortly after 2:10 this afternoon, when police were issuing this warrant for a person in a house right on Har Road near Emig Road. And then they were fired upon. 5 police officers, we do understand, have been shot. 4 of them, Northern York Regional Police. 3 at last check, grave condition, 1 critical. Also, sheriff deputy with the York County Sheriff Deputy Department has been injured as well. No update on that person's condition.
Yes, and we do know that the police were apparently serving a warrant. Again, that neighbor that Susan Shapiro talked to earlier said that he heard about 30 shots ring out in the area. Again, Lori did talk about the fact that the call came in around 2:10 p.m. It is a continuing story. We are continuing to follow that information as more comes into the news.
Right, and Susan's been talking with witnesses at the scene there as well, hearing about how many shots that one witness heard, about 30 shots, and it happened over a period of time. So a lot unfolding, especially the questions now about the identities of these police officers and also the suspect in this case as well. But hopefully we'll get more information when that press conference gets underway.
Yes, we want to send it on over to News 8 meteorologist Ethan Houston with a check of our forecast. Hey there, Ethan.
It's been a cloudy day across the Susquehanna Valley. We've still had some scattered showers, primarily for areas along and south of the Turnpike. And those showers continue for areas farther to the east you go. Right now, we do have some scattered showers, very light in intensity, moving through Lancaster County. A lot of what you're seeing here now starting to become less intense, especially south of Ephrata.
Still
very far Lancaster
conference.
County, still seeing some showers near Delta along the York and Lancaster County line. Just some light sprinkles now from Hanover towards Littlestown into Adams County. So we'll continue to see some scattered light rain showers for our southern viewers and our eastern viewers as this area of low pressure that is now centered over northern Virginia will finally start to move out to sea, and drier air starts moving in from the into the valley as we go through the night tonight. So cloudy out there, a few spotty showers.
Still waiting on an official update from Shapiro. Let me see what else is going on. Maybe so, yeah, Trey.
Harrisburg Skycam, where temperatures are currently sitting near 70 degrees, and the winds now start to turn out of the east-southeast. So a little bit of sun just allowing temperatures to spike a bit in a few locations like Lebanon up to 74, but where it's been cloudy through the day today, like Lancaster and New Freedom, temperatures are still in the 60s. That summer-like warmth isn't too far away. It's 82 right now in Pittsburgh. We'll be near that as we go through tomorrow afternoon. So here's this area of low pressure working its way off the east coast. You can see that drier air coming in as the clouds erode through the night tonight. We'll have more sunshine by this time tomorrow again. May need to turn the air conditioner back on with those highs in the lower 80s. Cold front approaches from the north. This could trigger some spotty showers near sunset on the day Friday, but chances for those showers are quite low. And then we'll be dry for most of the weekend ahead with temperatures closer to average with highs in the mid to upper 70s. Some spotty showers will be out there for your Sunday. And then again, could see some isolated showers mid next week. But for much of next week, temperatures will be at or above average.
And thank you. And we continue to follow that breaking news out of York County, where 5 officers have been shot.
Let's go back to Jerry Gish, who's leading our coverage tonight from the scene. Jerry?
Well, Michael and Lori, again, we continue to follow this here, still very active. And showing you this, where we are right now. This is the intersection of Amball Road and Emig Road, and you can see state police armed, along with fire officers, fire police there as well, are blocking off this road. They are letting residents down there and some officials otherwise keeping people far from the scene. And again, this happened in the area of Har Road and Emig Road. So you would take Emig Road down, you would make that right, and it would take you down to Har Road. And that is where this happened. Again, as you mentioned, 5 officers shot, 4 of them with the Northern York Regional Police, 3 of them at last report in grave condition, 1 in critical condition. Also a deputy with the York County Sheriff's Department also injured. And what we're hearing is that these police officers were serving a warrant when that gunfire erupted this afternoon. I want to get more now from News 8's Morrissey Walsh. This call came in around 2:10, and Morrissey, you headed right out to this area. What can you tell us? It's been a busy afternoon.
That's right, Jerry. It has been very busy. We got here almost half an hour after that call came in, and there were just swarms of police cars everywhere. And you can see they're still here today. It's been a very tense atmosphere here. I've talked to the York County Emergency Management Coordinator, and he's staying pretty tight-lipped, but he did say this is an evolving investigation. And in the time we've seen here, we've seen some forensic units, both state police and York County. So they're actively working to investigate the scene. And as you can see over here, this road is still blocked off. There are officers there with large guns, cones blocking the road, which is the case for most of the roads around Hare Road right now. So I'll send it back to you, Jerry.
All right, thank you very much. And actually, it's a good point, Morrissey. Anywhere you go, anywhere you try to get access around this area, there are police there blocking off those roads. Another development we've had this afternoon, if we could take that full screen now, the Consulate of Mexico in Philadelphia is also responding to this situation here in York County and what they're calling a precautionary alert to their community. They posted on their social media today saying, quote, "The consulate is monitoring the incident that occurred this afternoon in North Codorus Township, Pennsylvania. The Mexican community is recommended to follow official instructions. If you require consular assistance, you can contact our emergency telephone number," and then they give that telephone number. So another development, another response to all this. Also, again, impacting this entire area, along with residents being affected certainly by this. Also, the Spring Grove School District at one point was put into lockdown this afternoon. They were told to shelter in place. That has now been lifted. In fact, some of the students that had left the schools were brought back and then told to shelter in place. But again, that has been lifted and they're working to get all the students back. But again, an extraordinary and tragic afternoon here in York County in North Codorus Township, and a situation that is still unfolding as we speak. We will continue to cover this, including, of course, we're expecting, as we've been mentioning, Governor Josh Shapiro is expected to speak really at any time at this point, and we will be bringing that to you live in response to what has happened here. Again, 5 police officers shot and wounded while serving a warrant this afternoon. All right, let's get more now on the Spring Grove situation. Again, we said that certainly impacted the students and staff and everyone there, and certainly parents as well concerned this afternoon. Let's get more with Taylor Hess. She's live for us at the high school tonight. Taylor.
Yeah, Jerry, so we're actually at the bus depot now. So this is the Spring Grove Area School District bus depot. As these buses are just filing back in, we can see them here. They're just getting back from dropping off their students. It's currently 6:14 right now, and not every bus driver is back here at the depot. Some are still continuing to make their rounds and drop off their students, although it should be dwindling down and most students should be at home with their parents. So we do know around 2:45, the Spring Grove Area School District was placed on a lockdown. That shelter in place has since been lifted for the entire district. That lift happened around 4:15 tonight. So the school district sent out an alert earlier today saying that they placed the entire district on a lockdown due to what the school is calling an officer-involved incident. The district stressed that this incident is unrelated to their students or any of their schools, and local law officials are the ones that advised the district to hold the students and staff in all of their buildings as a precaution while several area roads are closed. Now, this lockdown did cause major delays with dismissals for students and bus transportation. That's why we're just seeing now some of those buses file back in. And we saw around 4:15 today some of those high school students leaving the building. Some were being escorted out by their parents. Others were finding finally getting on their buses and getting a chance to be dismissed. Again, this shelter in place for the Spring Grove Area School District has since been lifted, and most of those students should be back with their families. Back to you.
Appreciate it. So more now here from North Codorus Township. We want to go back to News 8's Susan Shapiro. She's been out close to the scene and talking to some neighbors about what they saw this afternoon and heard as this all went down. Susan.
Jerry, we're about a half mile from the farmhouse where this all unfolded this afternoon. As you can see behind me, there is still a heavy police presence. There was a command truck. And I'll get out of the way here because, as you can see, a fire truck is now leaving the scene. They've been set up here for hours now, and this part of Har Road is blocked off as police and fire continue to investigate. Now, as I said, this happened this afternoon at this farmhouse. Apparently, we are told that 4 Northern York County regional police officers and a sheriff deputy went to this farmhouse to serve a warrant, and possibly they were just ambushed by the suspect they were looking for. We are told tonight that suspect is dead. The York County coroner confirmed to me that they now have been called to the scene. Neighbors say it was pretty unbelievable. One neighbor told me he heard at least 30 shots. Here's what he had to say.
When I got past the barn, I heard gunshots, and I was on the road, and then I pulled off, and I just saw a lot of chaos and saw some bodies.
And he says that was obviously very traumatic. A lot more going on here, but we're now going to send it back to News 8's Jerry Gish because Governor Shapiro is about to talk about all of this. Jerry.
Susan, thank you. We appreciate it. So again, the situation continues to unfold here in North Codorus Township. And again, yes, we are expecting Governor Josh Shapiro to speak about this. He headed out to York County here this afternoon and had been mentioning that he's going to be speaking about this as well. Again, in reaction to the fact that 5 police officers were shot and killed here this afternoon. The suspect in this dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. So the governor posted on X not too long after this all went down. Again, the call came out about 2:10 this afternoon, and the governor then announced about an hour and a half after that he was headed out to the scene and responding. Also, Attorney General Dave Sunday also mentioned, State Attorney General Dave Sunday also mentioned that he is heading out to the scene as well. I believe you're taking a live look right now at where that press conference is going to be held. So again, we're waiting for that to begin. And again, the governor will be addressing the tragedy that has happened here this afternoon. The latest on the conditions of these 5 officers at last check, from what we have heard, is that 3 of those Northern York regional police officers are in grave condition. 1 is in critical condition. And then we also have a deputy with the York County Sheriff's Office who was also injured while serving this warrant, and then that gunfire erupted. We heard from that one neighbor who Susan talked to that he heard as many as 30 gunshots this afternoon as this all went down. So again, right now we are waiting for that press conference and waiting to hear from the governor and possibly others as well in reaction to what has happened here in North Codorus Township, York County. And again, you've been hearing us talk about this, a very rural area out here. Certainly neighbors normally are expecting a very quiet setting here. It's been anything but on a tragic afternoon in this area. And again, if you look behind me here, this is what we're seeing all around the area, which is they are blocking off this scene at this particular location. This is the intersection of Amball and Emig Road. And you can see right now, this is what they've been doing. They've been talking to folks. If anybody wants to go down, looks like they might be allowing this person to go down. They are allowing, of course, residents that live down there to go, and then officials as well. So they are blocking any kind of access to this. That is Emig Road there, and that will take you down to Har Road.
So the press conference should be starting any minute now. Thank you guys for coming back. Appreciate that. And hopefully they'll give us, medical. I don't know. Are they alive? A critical condition? Has anybody passed away? The only thing I know for certain, they've said 5 police officers shot. And I don't know if it was 3 of them in critical or grave critical condition. And that was really it. They didn't really say much. So we're waiting now.
situation. For we have seen actually a state police forensic vehicle travel down this road, and we've seen other state police around this afternoon as well. Again, reaction pouring in from all over the state to what has happened here. And for more on that, let's go to News 8's Tom Lehman. Tom.
Yeah, Jerry, and certainly we'll hear from the governor very shortly.
Good evening. My name is Christopher Paris. I serve as the Commissioner of the Pennsylvania State Police. I'm going to address you this evening concerning a critical incident that has rocked the community here in York County this afternoon. The incident occurred in Codorus Township, York County. I'd like to preemptively say that there are many details which at this point we are not prepared to release given the ongoing nature of the investigation. That having been said, we would like to advise the community that there is no current active threat. The situation today involved law enforcement officers who were shot. I can confirm that the shooter is dead. I can confirm that there were 5 law enforcement officers who were shot today. 3 fatally, 2 that were transported here to WellSpan in York. They are currently listed in critical but stable condition. The District Attorney of York County, who is no stranger to this community, or in collaborating with the Pennsylvania State Police, Tim Barker, I've spoken to him. The Pennsylvania State Police has been asked to convene a major case team to conduct the lead in this investigation with the assistance and in collaboration and in partnership with the York County District Attorney. I can assure you that all of the resources of the Pennsylvania State Police are being brought to bear. There is still very much an active scene at Codorus Township, York County. Later this evening, the District Attorney will have more information to release. I can tell you that the Pennsylvania State Police have taken over calls for service for the Northern York Regional Police Department, and we will continue to do so to support our partners. I can tell you that I've spoken to the special agent in charge of the FBI out of Philadelphia, our municipal partners and county partners here in York County, and we've received multiple offers of assistance from our fellow state partners to include New Jersey and York. But we have a very large investigative scene. In being here today with our law enforcement family for the second time in 2025, I'd just like to say on a very personal note, our hearts and prayers go out to them, to the families of the deceased and the families of those officers who were wounded. There are simply no words that I can offer to assuage the grief that this community has experienced and unfortunately will continue to experience. The grief will be unbearable, but we will bear it. So we stand here today united for our partners all across the law enforcement spectrum, and we will not rest until we've conducted a full, fair, competent, and thorough investigation into this matter. Lastly, I would simply ask to the community here in York County and beyond, all across Pennsylvania and all across our nation, if you could keep the families that were touched by this tragedy today in your thoughts and prayers. Please give them a solemn thought. And to the women and men who are working diligently right now to push this incident forward and the investigation forward and the aftermath that will have to be dealt with and persevered through, our hearts and prayers are with them. Thank you very much. I'll now turn it over to Governor Shapiro.
This is an absolutely tragic and devastating day for York County and for the entire Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. We grieve for the loss of life for 3 precious souls who served this county, served this Commonwealth, and served this country. And we continue to pray for the full recovery of those who are dealing with their wounds. This, of course, is on the heels of just a few months ago when we lost another York County son, Officer Duarte, who again gave his life in the line of service. I had the opportunity with the Lieutenant Governor and with Senator Phillips Hill, Representative Grove, and your 3 county commissioners to to spend some time with the families of those who have been impacted by this violence today. I think it's important for you to know that these families who are dealing with, they're grieving right now and they're suffering right now, took time to tell us how proud they are of their loved ones who put on a uniform to keep us safe. It's an extraordinary thing that these law enforcement families do. They support the individual who puts on the uniform and runs toward danger. They're there for them when they leave in the morning, and they pray throughout the day that they will come home at night. So I hope as this community comes together, as I know it knows how to do, and prays, that we think not just about those who wear the uniform, but those who stand behind and next to those who wear the uniform every day. These families are extraordinary, and I hope you'll join me in prayer for them. I had some time to spend with the law enforcement who are gathered here today, who ran here because they knew that their brothers in uniform were in danger or their lives were cut short. And I'll just share with you what I told them. The entire Commonwealth of Pennsylvania respects them, and we have their backs. And we so appreciate the work that they do every single day when they go out to keep us safe, when they go out to protect our freedoms and our rights. This is something that, sadly, we only tend to share in times of tragedy. I think it is important that this Commonwealth knows that every day we appreciate those who put on the uniform and those who keep us safe. There are others here at WellSpan who wear different kind of uniforms. And I want to say thank you to the doctors, to the nurses, to the staff here at this extraordinarily wonderful healthcare institution that sadly has seen too much trauma. But thanks to their extraordinary talents and their dedication to their neighbors, they're able to help people get back up on their feet. That's what you did today for these two brave souls who put on a uniform to keep us safe. And so we appreciate those of you who don the white coat and the scrubs, those of you who support the work that they do. You truly are wonderful people, and we appreciate you very, very much. I want to let you know that Attorney General Pam Bondi reached out directly to me and shared with me that we have the full support of the federal government. I know, as Colonel Paris indicated before, he has spoken to the lead of the FBI here in this region. We so appreciate law enforcement at every level, and we, of course, appreciate our federal partners. General and I worked together when I was Attorney General here in Pennsylvania. She was the Attorney General in Florida. It meant a lot to me that she reached out to offer her support and her prayers for good people of Pennsylvania. Here's the last thing I want to say, and I'll turn it over to the Lieutenant Governor. This kind of violence isn't okay. We need to do better as a society. We need to help the people who think that picking up a gun, picking up a weapon is the answer to resolving disputes. We need to do better when it comes to mental health. We need to do better when it comes to looking out for those who are in need, so we don't have to deal with tragedies like this. We got to do better as a society. I know everybody up here believes that, and everybody up here works hard to do that every day. I just think as a community, it's time for us to work hard to heal from this and to make sure that those whose lives were lost today, that something constructive can come from that in their memory that stops this kind of violence in the future, that protects those people that put on those uniforms for us, that makes it so these trauma surgeons don't have to patch this many people up. We gotta do better as a society. I know we're all committed to doing that work. We've got to do even more. Now's the time for this community to come together and to do this important work. And so on behalf of a grateful Commonwealth, I say to those who wear the uniform of law enforcement, thank you. To those who wear the uniform of healthcare, thank you. To the elected leaders up here, thank you for the work that you have done and know you will do to keep our community safe. And to Colonel Paris and the entire team at the Pennsylvania State Police, I know you will have every resource you need to make sure that this investigation is conducted fully and thoroughly, and that whatever steps need to be taken will. May God bless York County and the entire Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. May God bless and watch over those families that are suffering right now. Lori and I join you in prayer, and I think prayer is a particularly important thing at this moment here in York County and all across Pennsylvania.
Thank you, Governor. I share your thoughts and prayers for the officers that were lost today, the officers who were injured, and every law enforcement person across this great Commonwealth. We are unfortunately here again in York County because of gun violence, the issue that brought me to public service. I want everyone to know today is not just a devastating day for this community in this region, it's a devastating day for our entire Commonwealth. My wife Blair and our entire family join in the prayers of, I believe, 13 million Pennsylvanians who are praying for the officers and their families today. You know, we ask a lot of police officers in our communities, and they always run towards danger. I think we all have a responsibility to continuously do our part to make our community safer. I know I'm going to continue to do my part, and we are consistently grateful for the commitment and the sacrifice that our law enforcement officers make. We're grateful for the healthcare professionals who run towards danger to aid folks in their time of need, and we're so grateful for the work that they've done today. It's my pleasure to introduce Dr. Carney from WellSpan Health, who will provide an update from the medical perspective.
So we received 2 gunshot wound victims from the scene. We immediately took them to the OR. They are both in critical but stable condition currently. Trauma centers are a resource for the community. We're here when you need us, and we enjoy the support of both the local government, state government, and our administration. Thank you.
So at this point, I would open it up to a few brief questions, however, prefacing that with the fact that the information we can provide is extremely limited. Sir.
Did you say this was the officers involved are from Northern New York? And
I did not say, and that was intentionally done so. Obviously, we know who they are and who they work for. Our concern is that there are some investigative steps that we're taking right now, and at the request of the district attorney, we're withholding that information.
Do you know what the district attorney plans to release?
I've spoken to District Attorney Barker. I know there are a lot of things going on right now, but at some point, I know he will brief the media. Sir.
The circumstances surrounding why those officers were there was they were serving a warrant of some sort of PFA?
So they were there to follow up on an investigation that began yesterday. The general heading of that investigation, I would say, would be domestic related. But beyond that, the facts and circumstances, we have more information, but pending the search warrants that we're currently typing up and serving, we want to hold that information any more specificity.
You see which department they were with, the officers?
No, I did not. So we're going to at this point say that the 5 law enforcement officers in York County, and we're going to leave it there, and I'm going to defer to the district attorney, Tim Barker.
I just want to be clear. So there were 5 law enforcement shot, 3 of them killed, 2 in critical here in this hospital, but then the shooter was also killed.
Correct. Those numbers are correct, sir.
Are there any other suspects involved?
At this point, we believe that the community is safe, but we're leaving no stone unturned, and we're going to run every lead down. But I don't have that for you.
Do you know if SWAT was called in?
I'm not prepared to release that. Like I said, I'll defer to the district attorney. Sir?
Have we heard anything as far as weapons or what exactly happened when they arrived?
No. I mean, we have, but not that I can confirm with any specificity that I would be concerned we would have to backtrack on later. So very much processing a large scene. I will confirm that it is a large scene. Members of the PSP Forensic Services Unit are down there mapping it right now. It's still very much an active scene. It is secure, and we believe, just to reiterate, there's no threat to the community.
We do a couple more questions here. Was he shot by police or did he shoot himself?
He was shot by police.
Can you confirm the address or the block number of the scene?
No, not at this time.
Governor, can I get your thoughts on earlier today you were in Chester trumpeting the fact that violent crime had actually been reduced there. What your day, how you would sum up your day after that, and then here you are now.
Well, look, this isn't about me or my emotions. I think this is just about a grieving community, and I wanted to be here with this community. I want law enforcement to know how much we care about them and respect them. I want this hospital team to know how much they matter in this community. And most importantly, I want these families to know that we're all grieving with them and praying for them and that they're not alone. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, guys.
Okay. I guess that was the official update. They said 3 deceased. 5 officers shot, 3 deceased. That's crazy. Oh, is it? Yeah. Wow. And I want to know more. I'm going to definitely follow up with this story when I can, when I have some more information. So make sure you subscribe to the Ick and Milk Clips page because I do a lot of updates there to the stories. Sometimes I do news stories too. I do updates and stuff over there. Make sure you subscribe. We just hit 30K over there. And rest in peace and condolences. It seems like just such a, I don't know, just a senseless, like just preventable, probably, like, I don't know. And a lot of drama, maybe. This person that was staying there wasn't their house, I guess. I wonder if it was like some type of eviction. Were they a squatter? Why was the Mexican consulate involved? Strange. So, all right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I do have some videos for the Clips page that I'd like to do. I'll see if I can do it tonight. Hopefully, we'll see. But thank you so much. I'll catch you guys later. Be safe. Hold your loved ones. Take care. Bye. Bloop, bloop. And you're right. It's really nothing new. Somebody said really nothing new. Yeah, because we kind of knew that already before. They're just confirming it, but yeah. Take care.